Ja, herzlich willkommen zur nächsten Ausgabe vom SI Talk. Wie gesagt, ich bin in Zürich auf der Denver Gold Show und bei mir haben wir jetzt ein Musterdepot gehört und eine Empfehlung von der Jahresempfehlungsliste. Orvana Minerals, viele kennen die Company noch, wie sie auch, also die Kimbauri Gold zum Beispiel, die ist ja dann übernommen worden von Orvana und betreiben eine Goldmine in Spanien und in Bolivien. Und der Grund, warum ich sie ja empfohlen habe, war ja, weil die Bewertung lächerlich ist. Und was die Gründe sind, warum die Bewertung so lächerlich ist und warum die Aktie eigentlich davon profitieren sollte, wenn auch der Goldpreis steigt, deswegen werde ich mich jetzt mit Daniella Dimitrov, CFO, dem Finanzvorstand des Unternehmens, unterhalten. Daniela, thank you. Do you have time?
Thank you.
Orvana is, especially by my subscribers, well known. You are in our portfolio and also in our recommendation list for 2014. And last year you have unbelievable numbers, especially at this kind of market.
Yeah.
Your PE ratio is unbelievable low. And now for the most people why is really what do you think is why the share price evaluation of your company is so low? What do you think is the problem?
So the company's been around for some time, but I think in its current production profile and cash flow generation profile, I don't think people are really aware of the operation. So I'm going to say we're a new story. And we've got to really go out there and communicate what we have achieved today and what the potentials are. I've been meeting with a number of investors and potential investors here in Zurich. And when I say that our company generated $50 million in EBITDA and $40 million in operating cash flow in 2013, people are very surprised by that. In addition to continuing to achieve the results we have, we've got to go out there and tell the story so that people can really understand what we've achieved, what the potential is, and that there's a value gap that exists and is not reflected in our market capitalization right now and the stock price.
And the market cap is around 90 million?
The market cap is around 90 million. It's varied and it's gone up and down with the metal prices. We reached a low back in December at 40 cents, but we managed to recover that, and we're trading just above 60 cents right now.
You sold one project in the beginning of the year. It was the Copperwood project.
That's right.
The closing of this asset sale is in
May 31st.
May 31st, okay.
Yes.
That mean also that you get some extra cash and maybe you do something also with on the debt side.
Right. So this asset is a copper asset located in Michigan, and together with our board, we had a strategic review and looked at the asset and determined for a number of reasons, including that it was in a different jurisdiction where the company's got a big presence in Spanish-speaking countries. The fact that it was copper and a capital expenditure to put the project into production was over 250 million, which is, in our view, was not affordable based on the current market prices. We made a determination to sell that. We ran a process with a number of interested parties, and we entered into a transaction. What we are expecting on closing is net $20 million in cash. On that, we do have $5 million of debt against the project, so we'll see whether we can maintain that and secure it in other ways or repay that on closing. So that gives us more liquidity on our balance sheet. And the opportunity to do a few things. One is we have been looking at our debt structure. Right now in Spain, we have long-term debt with a large institution. And there is an opportunity to collapse that structure and refinance that. We have a hedge book that is part of that debt that had to be put on when the debt was put in place. And we believe the value of the unrealized hedge book is somewhere between $10 to $12 million. So on a closing of the debt, we would close out that hedge book, and that would bring in additional proceeds of somewhere between 10 to 12 million. And with the 15 to 20 million from the sale, it really puts us in a good position to clean up the balance sheet, to put in place a more appropriate capital structure for us going forward, to allow the bit more cash flexibility in terms of the operating cash flow we produce. And then we've got some growth opportunities in terms of exploration in Spain, in some areas that are within 15 to 30 kilometers away from the mill.
Exploration and growth is a good thing, or a good point. Your production increased around to 65,000 ounces.
Yes.
And what is the potential of the mine, especially the potential also from the exploration side? In the last 2-3 years, for sure, everybody looks at bring costs down. Cut exploration, and this is what I also believe, or make me really confident that the gold price will go up in the future higher. And so I appreciate that you're thinking to close the hedge book, then it's limited your upside potential.
Yes, exactly.
And from this standpoint, so you think you have enough room in Spain to increase your production?
So we think there's opportunities internally at the two operating mines to do that. We've got room capacity in our mill to really push the mill to something that's closer to 2,200 to 2,400 tons per day. And the capacity of the mill is 2,000 tons per day. So right there, we're talking, a 10 to 20% upside by ensuring that we increase our mining capacity so that we have sufficient feed to run it through the mill. We've got a large inventory of inferred resources at both mines. And last year, through additional drilling that we did, we were able to upgrade to the reserve level the reserves that we mined during the year. So if you look at our reserve base at the beginning of the year and the end of the year, it was the same. And we did that through additional drilling. And then, as you said, is looking in the areas surrounding us and saying and thinking ahead to the future, to say it takes time to drill a property, it takes time to permit, and we're already starting to look forward into the future on that. And as you said, the increased production that we achieved in 2013 will allow us to be positioned for that.
You have also a mine in Bolivia. Bolivia is political, I would say, is an issue.
Yeah.
I would say in this way. So what was planned for the Don Mario mine? So
in Bolivia, you're right, and the market and investors always discount the company because of that perceived political risk. So we've been there for over 10 years. That we've operated this mine first as an underground mine, and then we're mining the open pit hill right above it as an open pit mine. So we're in a region close to the Brazil border, away from where some of the unrest has occurred in the country, and we've been able to operate without issues there.
And you can get also the money out?
Yes. So over the last, since we've been in production there, we have repatriated over $100 million in cash on that front. And the work that we've done in Spain, acquiring Kimbari, that was a cash acquisition for us. It wasn't an all-stock deal. So those proceeds came from Bolivia and the cash flow that we generated there.
Do you look also outside of the company to maybe make other acquisitions?
Yeah, so I think in this business, as you know, it's a depleting asset business, and which means that every day that you mine is every day your assets get smaller. You're absolutely right that in the last 2 years, everybody's focused on cutting costs, and that is very important in the industry because I think our costs have grown with the metal prices over the last number of years, so costs have to continue to be a focus. But at the end of the day, we do need to look outward, and we need to plan for the future. So we have a presence in Europe. I think that there are not a lot of mining companies in Europe, and we like that aspect of it. Certainly in Spain, with the high unemployment, we have contributed to the communities and we employ 350 people and 150 contractors. And I think in a country where the unemployment's been high, that's recognized. So we like Europe. I think we've had the opportunity to look at a few other possibilities in Europe. And in the other area, again, because we have a presence there, would be Latin America for us. Okay. Our focus is precious metals. Again, with the sale of Copperwood, that was purely a copper asset. That simplifies our portfolio, going forward, and what our story is on that front.
One of my last questions is the guidance for 2014.
Yes.
What is the expectation, especially in cash flow?
So in terms of the guidance, I'm glad you mentioned that. We did update our guidance at the beginning of this week. Based on the production success that we had in Bolivia, we increased our guidance for silver and copper. And in terms of the gold, we narrowed the guidance that we provided for 2014, and the low end of the range of the guidance stayed the same. And our high end of the range was reduced slightly. So we're looking at 80 to 86,000 ounces on a consolidated basis for 2014. In terms of cash flow,
it should be then the same. If it depends from the metal prices.
We're looking slightly below that because we do have a September year end. So in our 2013 operating cash flow, we did have the benefit of the first start of the year that where production was sold at a price. So we would be expecting we would be expecting a reduction in cash flow as a result of that.
Okay, Danielle, thank you for the update.
Thank you.
And good luck for the end of the year, and hopefully you will find some
a way to reduce that value gap, right?
Absolutely.
Right, and start seeing our stock price trade at multiples that are more similar to competitors to our peers.
Absolutely. Ja, das war Orvana. Wie gesagt, das Sensationelle ist, dass die Company fast 40 Millionen Cashflow macht bei einer Marketkapitalisierung von 90 Millionen. Das wird sie heuer in dem Jahr nicht ganz schaffen, weil die Preise ein bisschen niedriger sind, aber sie werden noch immer wahrscheinlich bei 30, 35 Millionen rauskommen. Das heißt, wir haben ein KCV von 2, 2,5. Das ist viel zu niedrig im Verhältnis zu allen anderen Vergleichsgruppen. Und von daher ist die Company und gehört die Company einfach in ein Depot, das gut strukturiert ist und das in Zukunft eigentlich Erfolg haben sollte am Goldmarkt. So, das war das Interview und vielleicht folgt noch eines, wir werden sehen und danke fürs Zuschauen.